Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy Show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the program. As you can see, we're live and in living color once again here on Wrestling Rumors Facebook Live. I want to thank everyone for joining us here, of course, and for coming back each and every week. Much thanks to Heidi Ryan, the whole crew at Wrestling Rumors. What's up, Heidi? Thank you for giving us this platform. We do greatly appreciate it. Hope you and yours are doing great today. Happy Friday to you, one and all. How's everybody doing out there in TV land? Shane says, can I get a yeehaw? Shane, I am from and live in the South, but you'll get no yeehaw from me. How about a Yahoo? That work for you? Thanks, man. So as people continue to come in here today, we've got lots to talk about today, man. Lots of stuff. Loads of things that happened this week in the business, things we're going to cover today. We're going to answer your questions, share your comments and words of wisdom as we go along, as we typically always do here on the show. Thank you once again, one and all, for not only watching today, but if you're listening to this show after the fact and you currently do not watch Tom Clark's Main Event live, man, are you missing out. So, yeah, man, make a point to join us here, dude, because we have fun, man, right? You guys have fun, right? Right? You better be having fun. Remember, the beatings will continue until morale improves. So there you go. It's like my favorite thing of all time to say, because really it's the truth. It's 2020, man. You know what I mean? Lots of crazy stuff going on out in the world today. You guys know that, right? So we're going to do something completely sane. We're going to talk about a choreographed non-sport involving competition that is not actually competition, with predetermined endings, outcomes, promos. None of that's crazy, right? Okay, so anyway, hope you and yours are doing great. David, down under. David, from now on, you're down under David. That's it. I've decreed it. Okay. What's up, Linda in hot California? Linda, I'm Tom in hot North Carolina. Actually, it's pretty dreary out there today, muggy as well. Jamel in Vegas, what is going on? Thank you. Sandy, as always, believe it or not, Sandy's in Germany. Who would have thunk it? So we have Australia and Germany. What's up, Kelly? From Bedford, Indiana. Thanks for, man, have you watched before, Kelly? If you have, my apologies that I don't recall. I'm so sorry. Maybe you and I spoke before. I don't know. What's up, Jesse in PA? Tom and NC here. What's going on? I'm seeing some names that maybe of folks that haven't watched before. Please feel free to send me a friend request, man. I can't tell you that I'm online all the time. And if you send me a whole bunch of personal messages on direct messenger, I may not answer you right away. Please don't think I'm ignoring you. I've been told lately that I am not around that much. I got lots going on, as we all do. Please don't take my silence as you being ignored. Okay. So yeah, hope everybody is ready for the show. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Let's do a few more hellos before we get started. Timothy in San Antonio, Texas. You know, the stars at night are big and bright. Say it, Tim. Shane is already wanting to talk about 2 words, hot garbage. Oh, brother, are we going to get there? Yes. Steve in London. Well, hey, Steve in London. Shut up. You know what makes me happy? You guys should know this about me by now, right? You guys should know that I appreciate all of our domestic audience. You know who you are, that tune in each and every week. I truly do. But I also love me some international flavor as well. So if you are around the world, please speak up and tell us who you are, where you are, because I find that stuff really awesome. I have the mind of a child when it comes to the international thing. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. And for those of you watching in other countries, please don't think bad of all of us. We're not all completely crazy. I assure you. I know I'm not. So, yes. Timothy finished it. Way to go, TG. Some people just can't pull off the initials because like TC works, but TG, you know what I'm saying? Victor can be double V. How about that? V squared. Makes sense? All right, so look, let's go ahead and throw up some topics here, man. Let's get the ticker ticking. There it is, okay? Let's dive right into this thing head first. You guys are already talking about the eye for an eye match. Let's talk about this. We don't want to at all. I know I don't. It was 2 words hot garbage. The match itself was fine. Ray is great. Ray's always been great. Seth is really, really good. Borderline great when he wants to be. Dude, both these guys together, it's a good match. The end, absolutely horrible. You got Samoa Joe whispering, it's out, it's out. Seth phony puking outside the ring because Rey Mysterio's eyeball, wait for it, popped out. For any of you surprised by what you saw at Extreme Rules, again, I ask the question. After multiple times of being on this channel, on this YouTube channel, in the past writing for the website, and now currently podcasting for the website and for my own show, I ask you multiple times over the course of the past 2 years, I will ask you again, why do you continue to be surprised by anything that comes out of WWE is beyond me. Now, it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be, eye rolling, here we go again. But dude, if anything at this point surprises you, you obviously have not been watching all that long. Just take it in stride, man. This is a company that has pretty much verified and convinced all of us and proves every single time they're on the air, they are completely and unapologetically tone deaf to the world around them. They're tone deaf to good taste. They're tone deaf to all the above pretty much all the time. Now, this comes the part where some of you look at me and say, Tom, once again, you're hating on I'm not hating on anyone. I call it like I see it. Don't think for a second, if this weren't AEW, I wouldn't be calling them out. I did the AEW results from Dynamite Wednesday night. I pointed out a few different things I wasn't happy with personally that maybe no one else caught or maybe no one else really cared about. No one's completely innocent when it comes to pro wrestling game of putting nonsense in the ring or on TV. Everyone does it. They do, for real. WWE just happens to do it a whole lot more than anybody else. So, Montrese, where have you been, Montrese? We've been missing you here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Good morning to you as well, my dear. Thank you for being here. Brenda, well, by the way, is that a sexist thing to do? I find myself sometimes saying the words my dear, and I don't do it all the time, but it's 2020, man. Maybe that's a disrespectful thing and not something that we should be doing as grown men. Maybe we ought to just know better. You know what I mean? My apologies on that. I just caught myself. Brendan says the tables match was a great way to kick off the show. Kofi took the powerbomb spot like a champ. Yes, sir. I totally agree with you. Ray, what's going on? Thanks for coming back. Sal says, I'm not surprised with WWE. Jamel says, I feel like most of the matches were good and the endings were typical Vincent. Yeah, I agree with you there. Good morning, Chris. Montrese, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Kelly says, I've always been a WWE fan, but I'm getting over it. Hey, look, I'm not here to convince anyone to stop watching. You're all grown people. You can do whatever you want. And I'm also not here to bash anyone. I've said on multiple occasions, before we go any farther, okay? I've said on multiple occasions during the course of this show, and I've been online and been doing this for 7 years. I've said multiple occasions during the course of my entire show, I don't necessarily hate the company. I'm a big proponent of the roster. I'm always wrestler first, company second. And this coming from a guy that works for the pro wrestling company here in North Carolina. I do. But I'm wrestler first, company second. That's how I feel. That's where I come down from. Anytime I criticize the WWE product means nothing against the roster. And if anyone takes it that way, my apologies. It's not meant that way. Let's get that pesky microphone thing out the way, shall we? I don't want to put it all up in your grill. You know what I'm saying? I guess I could. Does it add to the aesthetic of the show? Hopefully you don't get any kind of bizarre buzzing or feedback when I'm moving the mic around. So there's that. I have nothing personal against the roster at all. I want those men and women to succeed. But you know what I want more than anything? I want them to be presented in a legitimate light, in a good light, in a favorable light, not to be made to look like clowns. Now, if you're getting paid, do you care the way they make you look? Wouldn't you just wear a dunce cap on the air or dress in black and yellow polka dots? I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that situation. But, dude, a lot of these talents have just worked too freaking hard to get this kind of treatment on any level that's bizarre or weird or laughable or laughs them off the set or off TV. I don't know. I'm okay with some characters being clowns. I'm not trying to soapbox here. I'm just letting you know where I'm coming from on this. It's okay to criticize. Folks, I got news for you. It's okay to criticize a wrestling company. It's not the end of the world. You're not going to go to hell for it. I promise you. That's the least of the things that you could get in trouble for, I'm sure. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. If you look at me right now and you say, Tom, WWE is the best thing on the planet, Vince McMahon is God, and you, sir, are a loser. Okay, cool. I'll take that. And I'll go on with the rest of my day. Not going to make me lose any sleep tonight. You are entitled to your opinion. I'm just giving you my own straight viewpoint of this whole thing. Alma, what's up? Says WWE lost her good common sense for the longest time. Can't stand idiocy. I agree with you on that. Miss Lopez, what is up? Let's see. Rob says, hey, Rob here having some local drama. Neighbor's property caught fire. Good Lord. Wow. Big shout out to the firefighters helping out your neighborhood. Man, sometimes people hit me with weird stuff on the show and in messages, which I'm not teasing or making fun of anybody, but you would not believe the kind of stuff I hear and get told during a week's time. It's crazy. Sal said WWE is a weird wrestling company. Sal, Vince McMahon would tell you they're not a wrestling company. They're a sports entertainment company. They make movies. It's what he said for years. He actually believes that, folks. It's hard to fight that kind of attitude, to be honest with you. Shane says, I love the NWA wrestlers appearing on AEW. Rumors are Cowboy James Storm was backstage. I want to see a match with him and Hangman Page. We talked about that before, Shane, right? Good stuff. Brendan says, at least NXT keeps my attention. I can't argue with you there. I will tell you for sure that I believe that NXT has changed since they hit the USA Network. Now, notice I didn't say they're hot garbage. I don't believe they are, but I do believe they've changed very much since they debuted on USA. Now, again, that's my own personal viewpoint. You guys can take that or leave it. Hello, Will. Happy Friday to you. Will's asking about the possible, they're calling this thing a revamp of the NOD. Dude, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary. I don't like revamps, man. Call it whatever you want. You know what I say? Let these guys run with it and ask them what they want to call it. They're calling it the Hurt Business. Blech, whatever. Call it Black Lives Matter. There's African Americans. It's an African American stable. Ask them if they're okay with it. Are you making money off of it? Here's an idea. How about if you make money off that name, that you're making charitable donations to the organization? Ask them what they want to call it. I'm being straight with you. I'd be totally fine if they called it that. Why not mix politics into wrestling? Wrestling has included stuff going on in the world around us for years and years and years. That's how wrestling rolls, man. It always has, from politics to pop culture to everywhere and everything in between. Pro wrestling has always been a microcosm of what's going on in the actual world around you. Why not call it that? I'm good with that totally. Jamel says, if you take your emotions out, WWE is watchable. No matter the storyline, they will mess it up. I just watch the fights now. Jamel makes a good point. If you take all the goofy and wackadoodle storytelling, quote unquote, out of that company, the matches are highly watchable. I cannot disagree with you. And very well said, by the way, Jamel. Gold star for you, my friend. Well done on that. Montrese, you are my biggest fan, and you don't watch enough. I'm not going to boo you, and thank you for that. I do appreciate you very much. You're going to bring a tear to my eye. Thank you so much for that. Christopher, have I missed an Adam Cole rant? Oh, have I missed it? Shut up. I have to go back and watch that. Someone fill me in on what happened. I do, dude, believe it or not, I do show prep for every week when I go live, and honestly, I have not seen this rant. I love Adam Cole, and there's a huge Adam Cole fan here, and I forget who it is. Yes, I am rocking Adam Cole. Just so no one thinks that this guy, he always hates WWE and NXT. Shame on him. Dude, I got a bunch of their shirts. They've got a lot of my money over the years. Don't even play. It's the truth, man. A lot of Tom's cash, yeah, boom, straight to that company, all right, in the back pocket. Montree says apparently Cole was mad, cussed some guy out. Oh, Ray's my Adam Cole guy. You need a shirt that says I'm an Adam Cole guy. That's good stuff, man. Mark says it felt like a work. Probably was. Here's the thing about pro wrestling, folks. Everything's a work. You guys know that, right? Even if it's not, it will end up being one. I know it's weird. When I got into the business and I started getting around some old school veterans like Ricky and Robert, Rock and Roll Express, Paul Jones, Jimmy Valiant, a lot of the classic NWA legends, Gene Ligon also, I was told by guys around me, look, these dudes have been worked for years. Just be real with them. Don't blow smoke up their skirt. Just be polite and be friendly. So that's what I tried to do. It's hard not to fanboy over these guys because I grew up watching them, right? When I've interviewed guys on this show, Randy Orton, Big Show, Rob Van Dam, it's hard not to fanboy just a little bit. But I have a job to do, and a lot of that job is I just have to conduct the interview and try to be as professional as possible. But inside I'm going, dude, I'm talking to Randy Orton. This is pretty cool, right? But after years of doing this, man, it doesn't. Dude, if I was told right now, hey, man, you got a shot to talk to Cena next week, Cena or Triple H or even Vince, dude, I would take it and run with it. Would I have butterflies? Probably. But I listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not Woodward and Bernstein here, folks. I'm not like a journalist here, okay? People, listen, people call pro wrestling writers journalists, and I guess you can call us that if you want to. I've always called myself an analyst. That's how I refer to myself. Now I'm an analyst / podcaster, right? So anyway, I'm not writing for Time Magazine or something here that's going to stand the test of time, folks. I'm trying to keep this thing realistic as possible. But if you told me I was going to interview the top guy ever in the history of the business, bring it on, baby. I got some questions. Hopefully he's got some answers. Let's have some fun with this. That's just where I'm coming from. See, Timothy says, yes, Adam Cole's upset because Pat said Adam Cole's guys were helping him win matches. Then it sounds like a work to me. Montrese with a random question today. Are you into E-Feds? So I have been invited, Montrese, to a couple of different pages by guys and gals who watch the show over the years. And I've looked at them and I can't get into them. I don't mean any disrespect to them. And listen, this is the truth. A lot of us played wrestler as kids. I did. I threw a mattress in the floor and I had, shorts, and I even had a cape as part of my entrance. It was crazy. And I had cardboard belts and stuff, and I'd wrestle my cousin, and we were trying not to kill each other and all this stuff. A lot of us did that. A lot of kids are still doing that to this day. But you know what I also did? I also ran a pro wrestling federation on paper. It was called the United States Wrestling Federation. This brings back memories. And I had a whole cast of characters, complete characters built from the ground up. A lot of them were rip-offs of actual wrestlers. I still have a lot of the names in my head. I have whole storylines and angles and things that have played out in my mind. And I actually wrote stuff down and drew pictures. And I was promoting a promotion or promoting an organization, working as the boss as a kid. So that was like the earliest EFED. It was a paper federation. Really, it's all we were. It's all we. There was no we. There was just me, right? So I can appreciate the men and women who were doing this stuff. Does it borderline on silliness? Yeah, it does, if I'm being straight with you. But this is the guy that reads comic books, and I'm working on another podcast where we're talking about comic books, comic book movies, a little bit of pro wrestling, a lot of music, pop culture stuff. Who am I to judge what silly is at this point, right? So that took a long time to answer your question, right? So sorry it took me so long to answer your question. Joseph Harville, brother, I don't know what you're talking about. If you asked me a question, I missed it. My apologies. Did you ask me something earlier? I'm scrolling. Every day I'm scrolling. Hey, Montrese, do that. Would you send me that video? I appreciate it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Shane asked me, what's my most prized wrestling? I don't really have wrestling memorabilia. I don't go out for that stuff, man. I don't have any championship belts. I have really weird feelings on that. I don't really have any. I got a photo with me and Adam Cole and my son. It's pretty cool. He's got an autographed picture of Cole. I don't really have any kind of memorabilia, dude, if I'm being straight with you. Christopher, no info on Kelly Klein. She's still active on social media. She's still commenting. We'll see what happens. Yes, SC Lewis, Kieth Lee has gave up his North American Championship. Frost says, do you think AEW is wrong for bringing? No, I don't. But here's the thing. I'm not the guy to judge whether it's right or wrong, if I'm being straight with you. I could tell you that it's not wrong, but I'm not female and I'm not Sasha Banks. Maybe ask Sasha what she thinks, yes? Just being straight with you. How does she feel about the whole thing? She'd probably be the one to ask. And that's not being a jerk answering your question either. That's just me being honest. Oh, I got some ding-dings happening. Thank you, Montrese. That was you. See that? Thank you for that. I'm going to silence this sucker. It's real life, baby. We're live in a living color. There you go. Yeah, hey, Brendan, man, if you dig that, please, all you guys, shameless plug time. All you guys stay tuned, man. Me and a good friend of mine named Greg Ramsey, who's like not even on social media, for real. We're doing this show today. We're recording our 7th episode, I think. We're going to get at least 10 to 12 in the can before I send all the artwork and come up with the name and come up with the music and put all everything together and send it to Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts. So I will keep you guys updated, please. And please check it out when we get this thing rolling. It's been fun so far, man, for sure. Toby says he's watching my cat. Thanks, man. The cat's funny, right? That's Tiny, by the way. Robbie says, I know what you mean. I got into a collectible card RPG game called Legends of Wrestling. D&D was a thing when I was a teenager. It was really just first hitting then. No info on the NWA. Chris, Billy Corgan, NWA owner, the top guy of that company, says they are not shutting their doors, and that's good news. That is very good news. All right, let's go through this card real quick. Kevin Owens defeated Murphy in the kickoff match. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura defeated New Day to become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions in a tables match. Good match, by the way. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley defeated Nikki Cross. The match was pretty good. I can't complain with it too much. MVP declared himself the new United States Champion because Paulo Cruz supposedly wasn't there. There you go. We talked about the eye for an eye match. 2 words, hot garbage. Not the match, the end, The stip was absolutely hot garbage. Ridiculous. We all knew that. Again, why are you surprised at this point? Drew McIntyre defeated Dolph Ziggler. I'm not going to say it wasn't a bad match, but I've seen it. I could have seen it on Raw. I didn't care about it, if I'm being honest with you. I just did not care about this match. I didn't think I would. That brings us to the main event. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, resurfaces in bizarre swamp fight. Talk to me about the swamp fight. Crickets. Were they crickets from the swamp? Maybe. Sal says train wreck. From your lips to the ears of God, my friend. Oh my God, this thing was terrible. This was one of the worst things I've ever seen on WWE programming. I've been watching for a long time. Okay. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen on a pro wrestling show. I've heard Bray catch a lot of the blame for this, that they're following his creative lead. He's the one with all the ideas. Baby, let me tell you something. Nothing makes it onto Vince McMahon's TV shows without Vince McMahon's blessing. Get that? Okay? He had to sign off on this. Blame Bray all you want. I think your blame and your frustration is pointing in the wrong direction. Just like people blame Brock Lesnar for not being there. Why aren't you upset with Vince? See? It's kind of the same deal for me. Why in the world would you blame Bray Wyatt for that? Joseph, what is it, man? What are you asking me, brother? I've looked for your question. I cannot find you, man. Hit me with your... Listen, if you got a question or comment or word of wisdom, please, for goodness sake, hit me with it. You're hitting me with random comments that I don't know what you're commenting on. Please. Back to the Sammy Guevara thing. Toby says Sammy made a stupid comment as a youngster. We've all done it. Move on. I mean, I would say that's true. Again, if Sasha's okay with it, I'm okay with it. Mark says, is Alexa Bliss' sister Abigail? No, she just showed up because they're playing off the history from the mixed match tournament. So Ray says, you think Adam the Best Cole could beat Drew, be the new champ? Maybe. I think that they are holding Undisputed Era off TV. I mean, they've not been holding Messiah the Backbreaker. I just watched him on NXT. I'm drawing a blank. Help me out here. Roderick Strong. There it is. Wow. It's been a long week, baby. What can I tell you? So yeah, I people have been talking to me for a long time about we want to see the Undisputed Era on the main roster. I have one simple question for you. Do you believe that WWE will either do justice to them on the main roster or mishandle them? It's just a question. I don't know what I think. Well, I know what I think, but I want to know what you think. If you think it's fine, speak up. If you think it'll be a train wreck, say that as well, whatever you're thinking. Montrese, I'm sorry, says didn't really like it. Talking about the swamp fight thing. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Shannon, what's up? The matches were actually pretty good, but ruined by horrible stipulations and finishes. I cannot disagree with you on that at all. Hello, Belinda. What's going on, Belinda? There's a lot of people just now showing up. It's all good, man. Ray, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. And guys, it's okay to disagree with me, by the way. It's totally fine. Robbie says, think the swamp fight would have been better if the Fiend had come out of the water with towel in hand. I don't know. I don't know if I felt it, to be honest with you anyway. Michael says, AEW suck. Brother, you are completely entitled to your opinion, man. Completely entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to argue that. It's how you feel. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bag on you for that at all. Timothy says the main event WWE on Sunday was Vince McMahon and creative team idea. Yeah, of course it was. Christopher says, I think everyone that went to the main roster go back to NXT. Let's see. Carlos says, heard Randy Orton will beat Drew for the belt. McIntyre will take some time off. It's possible. Randy seems to be headed in that direction. He definitely seems to be headed in that direction. So, yeah, Extreme Rules was just kind of there for me. The eye for an eye thing was it was an abomination. I just didn't like it. And somebody out there somewhere is going to be typing some hate toward that comment, I'm sure. It's totally fine. You don't have to agree with me. It's free country, baby. It's okay. It's okay to disagree with me. Let's see. What else we got here? All right. So if you guys want to, we will move on to the next thing. Let's talk about the Wednesday Night War, shall we? The ratings are in AEW, 845,000 viewers to NXT, 615,000 viewers. I would sit here and tell you, hey, all you AEW fans, look out. It's awesome. Yeah, it's decisive. It's a decisive victory. Dude, this thing is becoming a seesaw back and forth. You know what I mean? It's all predicated upon the cards. WWE is getting criticized for not revealing what's going to be on NXT that night. I don't know if that's all of it or not, but I would say it probably plays a big part in it for sure. People want to know why they're tuning in. The hardcores will tune in regardless, right? But for the fan who may choose to watch AEW that night, you would have swayed their vote, so to speak, and got them on board with NXT, depending on the card that you advertise for that night. Joseph, there you are, bro. You talked about bad carrots in WWE. I said, oh, okay, cool. Dude, thank you so much for repeating your question. You have no idea how fast the scroll is. I'm not even playing, man. I zip up and down and try to catch everyone. Joseph, Terry, to answer your question, Terry was a really, really good worker, a solid worker in the territories. I knew Terry Taylor long before he ever got to WWE, man. Terry Taylor and Chris Adams, tag team in the UWF. UWF or World Class? World Class? World Class. UWF, I think. The night that Terry Taylor turned on Chris Adams, that was huge. Terry turned heel. No one, they kind of teased it, but I was a kid going, he's not going to turn on him. He's the best ever. That was me. It's a terrible South Park voice too, by the way. But yeah, man, he was very solid. So Vince had a habit of taking top, solid, well-rounded draws in the territories. He would bring them in, and guess what? Right? Hey, pal, here's a terrible gimmick. He's cocky. He's a rooster. He's cocky like a rooster. Not only am I not making that up, that stuff actually got on TV. He had the spike red, painted red through his middle of his head. Terrible. God awful. Hot garbage. Hot, stinking, sweltering hot garbage. Core of the sun hot, okay? My God in heaven. Complete, utter nonsense, baby. That's to answer your question, Joseph. Freaking terrible. To this day, awful. I'm the guy that said from day one, when I first saw Dusty in WWF wearing the polka dots, this guy was the head booker for Jim Crockett. What do you think Vince McMahon was going to do with him? Again, you're surprised? You're surprised? Barry Windham is called the Widowmaker. Why? He's Barry Windham. Think about it, guys. In Vince's world, Vince is the master. He's the king. He's the ruler. He knows all, sees all. You don't dare question him because you're going to be wrong. Okay? And he'll win anyway. And that's just how it is. You don't have to like it. You don't even have to agree with me right now in my assessment. You could say, Tom, you're crazy. It's not how it is. Okay, cool. I've got 30 plus years of proof to back it up, but it's all good. Okay? All good with me. Again, I'm not going to lose any sleep tonight if you disagree with me. Not you, Joseph. I'm talking about people in general. Yep. And Joseph said, and he stayed there. Oh my God, he did. He so did. He's so stayed. You want to know why? Because Vince pays better than everybody else. And listen, at the end of the day, this is a money business. You and I and everybody else and their brother and their mother and their father and the guy that works at the gas station can sit here and talk about the legacy and the heritage and how pro wrestling means something, how it makes you cry when it's at its best in the emotional moments. And it still gets me. The best angles still get me to this day. And that's the truth. And that's no BS, man. But it's a money business. Just like the NBA, just like the NFL, just like Major League Baseball and the NHL. It's a money business. These guys have got to get paid. They got to get paid what they deserve to be paid for what the work that they do. They got to earn their money. They got to be paid. They deserve it. I have no issue with that at all. I don't say any of that to be condescending. I don't say any of that to go, I hate that that's how it is. I don't. It's reality. You should be compensated. You're getting dropped on your head off the top rope. For God's sake, you should get paid for that. Are you kidding? You're shaving years off your life, baby. And that's the truth. That's the truth. All right? You should get paid for that. Compensate these guys. They deserve it. Vince pays better than everyone else. If he said, Tom, I'm going to bring you on board, pal, as a podcaster. You're going to wear this stupid hat and do a dumb dance. Dude, if he threw $100,000 a year at me, you think I wouldn't do it? Tom's going to get paid. Years from now, I'll look back on it and say, my God, look what I did for money. But you know what? I can't fault Terry Taylor. I can't and won't fault Dusty. I can't and won't fault anyone that takes a payday. No one in this business. I won't do it. I won't. Again, remember what I said earlier? I'm wrestler first, company second. Joseph, thank you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Toby said Vince basically paid guys to look stupid for his own amusement. You know what? He's still doing it, dude. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. He's still doing it. Okay? Keith says Terry did the best he could with that awful gimmick. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Even though WCW had its faults, Terry Taylor looked better there. Of course he did, Rob. He looked better everywhere than he did in that company. For sure. And he's still working in the business today. He must have done something right. Love him or hate him, he must have done something right? Shane says, look what WWE did to AEW World Champion Rick Martel. AWA, excuse me. The model gimmick to... Oh, thank you, Shane. Finally, someone speaks up about Rick Martel and the model gimmick. Terrible. God freaking awful, baby. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Are you kidding? That's what he did. He still does it. He did it with the Impact when there was TNA guys too. Remember that? Lance Hoyt. Ugh. Now Lance Archer's on top of the world. Took him forever to get here. It shouldn't have. It shouldn't have. It did. It did. Hot garbage. What can I tell you? I do watch Dark Side of the Ring, Sal. I do watch Dark Side of the Ring. I can't say I'm always up for watching it because it's such a freaking Oh, there's such a dark cloud hanging over that thing every time you watch it. But that's the thing about that show. Dave, you're late, brother. What's going on? All right, so let's get into this. Let's hit Dynamite first. We usually go live every Wednesday night after Dynamite to give you a quick recap. And basically in 30 minutes, we cram 2 hours into the 30 minutes. What did you enjoy about AEW Dynamite? Dude, Eddie Kingston brought it. A few weeks ago, I told you that Eddie Kingston had cut a promo at an outdoor wrestling show. And he ripped on Cody. And he ripped on that TNT championship. He ripped on AEW, okay? And I said the next week on this show, right here, as I couldn't remember Eddie's name, saved my life because I had that moment, right? One of those moments. But I said right here on my show that we're gonna see Eddie Kingston versus Cody. That's who the next guy should be. Well, he was the next guy, but he was the guy Wednesday night, and everyone's talking about sign Eddie Kingston. The fact that Eddie Kingston is not working for a major pro wrestling company at this point, this stage in his game, is absolute utter ridiculousness on level the likes of which I haven't seen in years. And that's the truth. This dude has still got it. He's still got it. He is solid gold on the mic, Jack. Believe that. Believe that, okay? No doubt about it, man. Eddie, pay Eddie Kingston. Okay? Make it trend. Hashtag pay Eddie Kingston. Cut a promo talking about he had to sell a pair of his wrestling boots because there's no shows to work because of COVID. Sign Eddie Kingston. Eddie's real. He's tangible. He's a blue collar guy. He's not a bodybuilder. He's not a body guy. You know he's not. He's not a Lex Luger. He's not a Sid Vicious. He's not a Seth Rollins. He's just not. Never has been, probably never will be. Okay? But Eddie is one thing that any pro wrestling company would be fortunate to have and be lucky to have, and that is he is real. When Eddie talks, you believe everything he says. When's the last time you believed anything Seth Rollins said? I'll wait. You got nothing. You don't believe a thing Seth Rollins says. Does it mean Seth can't talk? Of course not. Seth can talk. Put a Seth Rollins promo up to the next Eddie Kingston. Tell me who you believe first, baby. You're going to believe Eddie every time because Eddie's real. Look at his promos in the NWA. He'll get, I don't want to say, it's not confused, not the word. He'll try to do too much at one time. It's real. He's not produced. They handed him a live mic and said, go talk. Dude, that's what you do with that guy. That's what you do with CM Punk. That's what you did with Dusty Rhodes. I mean, that's how you handle those guys. How would you handle this guy? Give him the mic and let him talk and get out of his way. He'll talk you into the building. That's what he does. He's been doing it for years. He's very good at it. Have I proven that I'm an Eddie Kingston guy? Shut up. Shane says Cody and Eddie's match was to me the best match of the night. Absolutely 100% agree. Toby says Kingston on the mic is absolutely magic. Solid guy in the ring too. Yes, sir. Mark says, Toby, you couldn't deny AJ's talent. He's one of the best in the world, if not. Ooh, you guys is talking. I like when you guys talk. That's fun. It's fun for me. Shane says, would Eddie Kingston team up again with the wrestlers? I forget their names. Who are the Jericho's group is LAX. Santana and Ortiz. They were actually, LAX. Maybe. I don't think they need him. But if he were to get signed with AEW on a full-time basis, they'll cross paths again. Ms. Lopez says, love Kingston's promo. Yes, ma'am. You and I both. Absolutely. Pay the man. Pay him. Danny, what's up? Says it's probably wrong to judge a lot of today's wrestling while at the heart of it, the fans are not present. Some of the stuff might get over once the sport gets its heart back. But Danny, here's my question to you, man. How many of these guys were cutting these same promos before COVID, back in February and January? Seth was. A lot of them were. The fans do have an impact. I won't disagree with you there at all because I can't and I won't. It's silly. It'd be silly to do so, okay? But the fact is, you're either really good at this or you're really not, okay? That regardless of the crowd, you can either do this or you can't. That's my comment to that. Anthony, what's up? Eddie Kingston has that butt. Eddie. I'm sorry, not Eddie. I'm sorry. Anthony, shut up. Perfect. Anthony, you just said it, brother. Thank you for that. Comparing Eddie to Bubba Ray. How did I not do that? Faux pas on my part, yes. Yes, absolutely. It's got the Bubba Ray quality. When Bubba talks, you feel like he means everything he says. He's real. God, dude, good comment. Montrese, hello again. When do you think the fans will be allowed back? I would love to tell you tomorrow. I miss going to shows. I miss my own company running. I miss doing stuff inside my own company. Not my company, but the company I'm a part of. You get it, right? I miss it. I really do miss taking my kid. I got Facebook memories that pop up of me and him going to shows and having the best time over the past 2 years. I miss it. We got to be safe. We got to be safe, man. And Japan's doing it. They've been running shows for 2 weeks now with fans. In fact, I'm watching right now, Sengoku right now. It's getting ready to be Hiromu right now in the ring. Yeah, LIJ, Tetsuya Naito. Bushi's there. Yeah. Fans are seated 6 feet apart with masks on. You know what the company did? They asked the fans don't cheer because they believe that cheering and yelling and screaming and doing this puts particles into the air. These people are wearing masks. Guess what they did? Do you think they showed up and said, I have my rights. This is politics. This ain't real. This is a hoax anyway. No, they didn't. Know what they did? They're doing like they were asked to do. There's my political statement to you folks. You wanted this thing to end? Do your part. Don't be dumb. God's sake, don't be dumb, dude, for real. I'm sorry. It's how I feel. I'm not going to back down from that. Come at me all day. I don't even care. We all want this thing to be over, yes? No one's willing to put the work in. Wear the stupid mask. You know who it's hurting? Nobody. No one. I don't want to hear any more about that. I can't. Do you know how many people I've silenced on Facebook? I didn't block them. I didn't unfriend them. I unfollowed them. You want to know why? Can't stand it anymore. I'm with you. I want the live shows to start back up. I miss the live pro wrestling. I want to tune in to Raw, SmackDown, AEW, wherever, whoever, and see a bunch of people there. I do. But we got to be safe. We got to find a way. The vaccines have got to keep going. Social distancing has to be into effect. I'm sorry. It's how I feel. You guys can disagree all day long. It's totally fine with me, dude. I have no issues with you disagreeing with me. I think you're wrong, but I'm not going to hate on you for it, okay? Sal says, what do I think of Sammy Guevara's return to AEW? Good question. I'm okay with it. Again, I feel like I'm not the one to ask. I feel like Sasha Banks is the one to ask. The AEW fans, the guys that run AEW, I'm curious to see what they know. Jamel says he shut his Japan down, excuse me, if I get it out, for 3 months and paid the people to stay home. Do you know Jamel also, to Jamel's point, as WWE, by stark contrast, fired people? New Japan downsized on their payroll. They didn't release anyone. They took pay cuts. Hear that? They took pay cuts, baby. They're not a publicly traded company, yet they took pay cuts to keep that company functioning in some capacity and to not have to release. They didn't release any talent. Come again? They didn't release any talent. Now, I know what you're saying. Tom, New Japan, WWE, boom, huge. See the difference? Massive. Get it. Got it. Understood. But still, they found a way to keep rolling, baby. They kept rolling, and no one lost their jobs. We should all be so lucky, yes? They found a way. All right? Some of their top executives took like estimates of 90% pay cuts. I mean, what? So they could keep the organization afloat. I'm telling you right now, if you drop $10 a month on a streaming service and you barely watch it, cancel it and drop it on New Japan World, I guarantee you will not be sorry you did. If you're a pro wrestling fan, I will endorse this. You know, I told you I'm wrestler first, company second. I still am. I'm not changing, I promise you. But I'll also promise you this. I will endorse this company until they give me a reason not to. So far, they haven't given me a reason not to. Have the past 2 weeks been the best content I've ever seen from this company? No, if I'm being honest. But a lot of their roster can't get there right now. I'm just being straight with you. But I'll tell you this. I enjoy watching New Japan. They don't insult my intelligence. A lot of the stuff they do doesn't make me feel weird or make me embarrassed to be a pro wrestling fan. It doesn't make me raise an eyebrow. And there's some wackadoodle stuff on this show. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. There's not there is. That's the truth. Okay. But again, the number of times I've ever watched New Japan and been upset or been disappointed, I can count them on one hand if I'm being straight with you. That's just me talking, man. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying. That's me talking. Kelly, there you are again. Thanks for saying that, Tom. If we will all do our... Thank you. I believe that. Just how I feel. Again, people don't have to agree with me. It's totally fine. Mark says, I watched the WrestleMania 20 main event, Armageddon 2008 main event. Two of my favorite. Yeah, I agree with you there. Really good shows too, man. Mark says, the other day, love watching old wrestling matches. It makes me reminisce about the old days. I agree with you there as well. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, there we are on that. We can talk about, let's see what else we got going on here. I told you I do prep work, right? Let's talk about this. People have already mentioned him through the course of the show. Kieth Lee giving up the North American Championship made it sound like that he wanted others in NXT to get an opportunity. I don't know how I feel about this. A heel never would have done this. And I don't know if a babyface should have done it either. This is the part of the show where people look at me and say, good God, you're overanalyzing this stuff. Just let it go. Guess what? You're all right. I do overanalyze. It's a curse. I have been told I think about my thinking. It's a sign of high intelligence. It's what I've been told. So I'm going to take that. Ooh. Yeah, I think I would rather Regal have made this announcement than Kieth Lee. I think I would rather Regal have come out and said, look, Kieth Lee won this fair and square, but, we never said this was title unification. We said, and they can say whatever they want. They're going to say whatever they want anyway. And they could have said, Kieth Lee has agreed to relinquish the North American Championship to give others an opportunity. This extenuating circumstances in the COVID era or something. They could have excused it somehow, right? But instead, he just lays down the belt. Oh, Montrese with a hot take. Kieth Lee was robbed. All caps. It's serious when she's all caps. Don't upset. It's not wise to upset the woman, okay? You guys should know that by now. She also says, I don't care. That was messed up. Don't cross Montrese, folks. It's a bad idea. I'm going to make you guys characters of this show. I already have in some regard because it's entertaining for me. You all exist purely at my whim and for my own entertainment purposes. That got creepy, didn't it? I'm sorry. I'm enjoying this show. I'm having fun today, man. I'm having fun today. Mark says, Killer Cross versus Kieth Lee at TakeOver. Looks that way. He took out Dominic Dijak. I'm sorry, it's not Dijakovic. Dijak. Shut up. I'm just saying. Yeah, more than likely. I mean, he destroyed him in the ring on NXT. So, if is relinquishing, what was the point of winner take all? Thank you, Shannon. Thank you for that. Shane had a great big one here, and I missed it. Shane says, I would like to see a wrestler like Seth, for instance, come on TV with a live mic and say, I'm done with this gimmick. But see, here's the thing, Shane. I'm not telling you that what you said is hot garbage, but they've done that. They've done that. They've done we're going to peel back the curtain, pal. We're just going to let you talk. That's a work too. Shane, even that would be a work. Even that. Heath Slater did it. A million people have done it in that company over the years, man. Maybe millions, a bit large of a number, yes. Okay, 100 people have done that company over the years. All right. That's the point. That's a work too. Shane, you're right. Maybe it would spike ratings that night or the week after, perhaps. And it would be awesome and fun. And, this is peeling back the curtains, great. But it wouldn't last long. And then he'd be right back to doing something dumb or saying something dumb. We want so much for this stuff to be real and authentic and feel good and make us emotional and make us connect. We want that company to do it so much that when they do it, we're like, that's the greatest thing ever. Remember when AJ Lee cut that promo on the Divas locker room and trashed him? Just trashed him. And I'm like, yeah, Dude, I was so happy. Do you think the Bellas didn't know what she was going to say? Come on. Who was a bigger fan of CM Punk's pipe bomb? No one. I was. That thing was awesome. To this day, that thing holds up. You really think Vince McMahon didn't know what he was going to say? Shut up. Shut up. This is all done to troll you. Okay? Black is white. White is black. We're through the looking glass here, people. That's a JFK quote. Look it up. It's the truth. They are trolling you. Every time they let one of their talents on live TV with a live mic say, you know what? I'm not going to be that guy again. I'm not going to do that gimmick again. I'm real. Yada, yada, yada. I keep it real. It's a work. It's Kevin Owens is all a work. The whole thing. Want to know how I know? Because he says on WWE TV. Now you're thinking, Tom, but on his social media, he says, listen, if WWE doesn't like what you say on social media, they will tell you to take your tweet down. Punk will tell you that. Okay. It's all a work. Okay. You want to know how you all right. Here's how you know what they really think. You want to know what they really think? Ask them when they're no longer under contract to Vince McMahon. Then they'll tell you what they really think. That's how you get the truth. You're not going to get the truth while they work there. It's not. And I'm not hating on anyone. I'm not saying that anyone is wrong for playing the role, playing the part. If you get hot, go get super hot and get super over and get your money. Get paid, baby. I'm serious. Get your merch money. Spike the ratings. Be the hottest thing that company's ever seen for as long as you can do it. And go with God and get paid. Straight up, man. I'm all for that. No worries on my part. And I won't hate you for it later. It's all good. But again, you have to understand, this is all a work. The whole thing's a work. God, I feel good today. I feel like this is a good show. Are you guys enjoying this? Please tell me I'm not the only one enjoying this, man. I'll be very heartbroken if I am. Mark says the pipe bomb was perfect. I watched that. One of my favorite moments. Yes, sir. I agree. Justin says, but it's all a work. And if it's all a work, why do we love it or hate it so much? If it's a work, and why would we watch? Because we're pro wrestling fans, Justin. Because that's who we are and that's what we love. We want to be lied to. We want to be worked. How many times have you sat through a pro wrestling match, either in person or on TV, and in your seat going, oh my God, did you see that? That scare you? How many times have you done that? I do it all the time. To this day, I do it. Want to know why? I'm getting invested. It matters to me what happens in a match. When they can suck me in, I pop. I live for that. You live for that too. Don't even lie. You want to believe it. You want to be lied to. It's okay. Do you go see the Avengers? Do you go see Infinity War Endgame going, see how bad to screw this up? I bet it won't look real. I bet Thanos will look stupid. I bet these guys are going to suck. No, you go with all the previous movies in your mind, expecting what you're going to expect and knowing probably what you're going to get, and you can't wait to see what happens next. That's what a good show is, people. That's what pro wrestling is. Go into it with suspension of disbelief. You enjoy what you see. Pro wrestling fans are not like other sports fans. We're not. We're a rare breed. A lot of us are idiots. A lot of us suck. A lot of us are hateful and mean and vindictive and racist and bigoted and sexist. And that's the truth. But a lot of us aren't. Okay? You got to take the good with the bad. If you're going to be a fan of this business. I love this business. I'm never going to lose my love for this business. It's the truth. Timothy says CM Punk was the best moment on Raw because he spoke the truth. But it was scripted. Timothy, you're right. But it was a work. And that's how they get you. WWE trolled you with that promo. Whether Punk would admit that or not, I don't think Punk trolled you. WWE allowed the trolling to happen. They troll you all the time. Hunter's done it live on TV before. They love doing that stuff. They get off on it. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. That's how they roll. I don't really care for my pro wrestling company trolling me as an audience member. I don't care for that. Just put on a good show. You don't need to do that. Don't tug at my don't play with my feelings. Don't make me feel like an idiot. Just put on a good show. And the rest of that stuff will take care of itself. Yes or no? Mark says, Cena, I don't hate you. I like you more than a lot of people. Mark's talking directly to John here, apparently. CM Punk speaking from the heart. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Thank you, Montrese. Montrese, you're my tag team partner today. Don't even lie. Mixed tag match, baby. We'll take on Cross and what's her name? Can't remember her name. Blanking again. I do that a lot. I need some vitamins and stuff. You know what I mean? Ginkgo biloba. Isn't that supposed to help with memory? So, all right. Well, that leads us to this. Booyah. Open floor, Jack. Like we haven't been doing that the whole show and do it all the time. So, James with a great observation and excellent comment. Impact is putting themselves in position to grow again. And guess what, James? I'm all about it. I love it. You want to know why? Because Impact has been struggling for way too long. Impact puts people on TV that shouldn't be on TV. Period. Okay? And that's the truth. People that shouldn't be on TV have no business being on. I'm not going to mention names. It's my opinion anyway. It's all subjective. You guys know this. Pro wrestling is all subjective, right? It's the truth. But in my opinion, they put a lot of people on TV that shouldn't be on TV. Now they're signing people who should be on TV and who will get good spots and get main event spots and rise to the top because they should. I'm all about it and I'm here for it. That company's not been the same since AJ, Chris Daniels, Kaz, Samoa Joe, and those guys split. It's not been the same. That's the truth. That was TNA in its prime. When it was America's Most Wanted, the whole deal. And then later Beer Money. That was when they were in their prime. And they looked better than ever. They haven't looked like that since then. They'll never look like that again, but they could get back to a sense of legitimacy in this industry. And they should, and I hope they do. Scarlett, thank you, Toby. James says they have great mixing on talent. I totally agree with you there. Just says, but no matter what we think when we call a WWE episode hot garbage, this won't change anything. I've been a fan since 96, love to this day, but it got predictable for a long time. I love these OMG moments, but I need to do something new. Yeah. Like I said before, I can call a show hot garbage. I can call an angle of storyline nonsense. It doesn't necessarily mean that I hated the match. And I don't hate the talent involved in the match. Now, listen, in the case of certain people, I will tell you, I believe this person's dangerous in the ring, or I believe this person shouldn't be on TV. They're not ready for this spot yet. Did I say, I believe this person shouldn't be in the ring? They're dangerous and they're trash and I hate them and may they rot. Did I say, this person shouldn't be on TV because I don't think they're ready for this spot and they suck and they should burn and may they rot? I don't say that because that's not who I am. Okay. I don't make this stuff personal. I'm just telling you like I see it. And listen, I've been commented on Twitter before by wrestlers who will read their own press. I didn't tag them. They read their own press and they'll publicly call me out and call me a name or something. And I'll respectfully come back to them and say, I meant no disrespect. This was just my opinion. And in the column in question, I didn't badmouth them in the slightest. But some of these guys and gals can't take reading their own press. That's why Lana blocked me on Twitter years ago. She didn't like what I said. She blocked me. It's all good. She hasn't lost any sleep over it. Neither have I. See what I'm saying? It's all good, man. Again, my opinion may not be your opinion. We may have differing viewpoints. You may tell me AEW is hot garbage and WWE is the best ever. Fine. I don't care. It's how you feel. It's how you feel. James says Impact could become a legit third U.S. brand of the right people sign. Yeah, you know what? And maybe they will. And you know what I would love? I would love if that happened. They need to keep going. They need to get better. They do need a better TV deal. They need more exposure. And they need to improve. And I think they're working all the above. And I hope they are. And I wish them the best. I'd love to see them succeed. Tubby knew what I was talking about, didn't you? Terry says Brody Lee's being used in the right way. I agree with you. Is Brody Lee being shoved down your throat? Did Brody Lee get handed the AEW championship? Did Brody Lee control the company? Did he take over? Did he get stuff he couldn't do? Did he get a spot he couldn't handle? Did Brody Lee get yada, 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 as everyone has thought that he would? No, 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 and no. He's doing what he can do, and he's good at what he does, and he's excelling in that role because Brody's good. Imagine that, folks. You take a capable talent, put him in a role that he could actually excel in. Look at me. I'm on the way up and I'm having fun and I enjoy what I do for a living again. Imagine that. It's not hard. It's hard for some companies, isn't it? It's a shame it's like that. Shouldn't be like that. Again, just kind of like I see it. Same. Mark is mentioning my boy, Cameron Grimes. Now you're talking about my boy here, Mark. WWE gave Cameron Grimes a gimmick he can work with, and he won't be wasted this way. A lot of Impact stars were wasted in WWE or on the shelf with zero direction. Couldn't agree more. Cameron's awesome. Cameron's dumb, and he's goofy, and he's silly, and he's wackadoodle. Ha ha ha. Yeah, all right. It's awful, but he's so good at it. It's almost like someone who's not a wrestler and someone says, hey, cut a wrestling promo, you're a cocky heel. And they go, okay. And that's Cameron. And you know what, though? It comes off fake, but it's not to him because his character believes everything he says. I love that. I love Cameron. You know what else I love about Cameron? I love that Cameron looks like, he can work on he works on your car. I love that too. That's what I loved about Punk. Sorry. The stuff that people bagged on that guy for is what I loved. Dusty didn't look like a pro wrestler, folks. Neither did Daniel Bryan. Okay? Neither did Austin in some regards. When he shaved his head and stuff, he looked like a tough guy. But if you said there's the best pro wrestler, people would have said, that guy, he's a redneck. You got to have a connection or your audience is not going to care. The best have a connection. Did The Rock connect with you? We're going over an hour. Did The Rock connect with you? He didn't connect with me at all. At all. I can't connect to The Rock. I might could connect to Dwayne Johnson because he seriously loves his dad, family guy. Yeah, got dreams, goals, hopes, motivations. Sure, I can maybe connect to some of that. I can never connect to The Rock. The Rock is up on his pedestal. He's on a platform. He's show business. Nothing wrong with that. He made a ton of money. Still is. I'm perfectly good with that. But I can't connect to that. I can be entertained by it. Can't connect to it. Could I connect to Austin? You better believe it. Can I connect to Dusty? I still do. Can I connect to Cody? Some regards, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Can I connect to Darby Allin? Maybe. Brian Cage? Nah. You see what I'm saying? There's differences, man. It's not just heel and babyface. It is sometimes. You got to make me feel it. If I don't feel it, this is never going to work. You know what I mean? And they know that too. This is nothing new. I'm not writing a new sermon here, folks. This stuff's been preached for years in this business, and they all know it. Everyone knows it. No one's dumb here. We all know it. You know they know it. They created it, okay? They know what's going to get over. For real. WWE just hasn't found that. They thought they had it in Roman. Didn't happen. Someone just mentioned Roman. All the best to Roman. Roman, stay home, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, brother. You should. Shane says I'll have bashed WWE, but I can't bash him for EC3. I saw an interview with him and he said he was injured. Yeah, but when he wasn't injured, Shane, what was he doing? Just asking the question. Toby talking about Bronson Reed. Yes. I like Bronson. If Bronson goes to the main roster, they're going to put a hat on him and make him dance. That's what they do with big guys. They ruin them. They waste them. Stay in NXT, never leave, Bronson. You have no business going to the main roster. They'll destroy you. They will eat you alive. Prove me wrong. They've done it to every big man that's ever come along. They did it to Big Show. They did it to every big man that's ever come along. They've made him a comedy act. It's the truth. Surprised they never did it to Rusev. They almost did. It was borderline at moments. They do it to all of them. That's who they are. They have a track record. Vince can't help himself. You understand that, right? He can't help himself. DDP you can connect with. Good call, Robbie. Carlos says the wrestlers are staying home, or are they still getting paid? Yeah. They're all under contract, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all still getting paid. Can't swear to that, but that's what I believe. Well, folks, we are an hour and 5 minutes here. Throw me a few more. We're going to get out of here, man. Throw me some good ones that we're going to split. I got other stuff to do. I got another podcast to record today. By the way, again, if you're not friends with me on the Facebook, please send me a friend request. And if you can't find me, send it in Wrestling Rumors Instant Messenger, and I will respond, and I will accept your invitation, or I will give you one. How about that? That way you can stay up to date on all my stuff, because it's going to be awesome. A friend of mine and I told you guys about it earlier in the show. We're having a blast doing this. So I can't wait to get this out so everyone can hear it. Justin with a big one. It covers my whole... Well, there I am. Hey, Tom, during this time, we need an escape from life with everything going on in the world, and we rely on you every Friday, or WWE, AEW, or New Japan. It's for us to escape and enjoy industry we love, and for others to entertain us, and no matter what we think is our escape. So thank you, Tom. Thanks, all you wrestling companies who watch our podcast, listen to, for entertaining us, and for taking us away for whatever time, maybe an hour, 3 hours. Thank you for being safe. Dude, Justin, that made my day. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for saying that. And guess what? The other 6 days of the week, I want to escape too. So this is good for me as well. This is therapeutic. I'm still dealing with a lot of stuff from the beginning of the year. Probably always I'm going to. So this is good for me too. A good escape for me as well. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for that. Tubby, I got nothing on Rowan. I'd love to see him again. We'll see. I want to see him in the best environment possible. It's going to be good for him and conductive for his success. Mark says, you see him put North American Championship? Yes, I do, actually, and I think they should. My opinion. Timothy says this show goes real quick. I agree with you. It really does. Kelly is telling me to see you next week. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Kelly, to you too. I think it's about time to split. So we'll leave you with this. Robbie says, heard Ric Flair's wife got COVID. Prayers to the Flairs. That's nice. So, folks, to all of you out there who are watching, who are listening later, for God's sake, do your part. Be smart. If you have to go out in public, wear the freaking mask. Quit complaining about it and get over yourself. We'll get over this a lot quicker if we all do the right thing. No more politics, I promise you. Thanks again for watching and listening. Thanks for always hanging out. Thanks for always being there. Means loads to me that you guys are always hanging out and asking questions and responding and communicating to the show back and forth. And, it's awesome. Thanks for your support, man. Please keep your eyes open for the new show. I'll be announcing it very, very soon. And it will not be live. It's all recorded, but I hope you guys will tune in and download. And I may even spend a few bucks to promote that sucker. So there again, man, thanks again for all you do. Thank you guys for always being here. I do very much appreciate it. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, let Wrestling Rumors know on their instant messenger. I'm sure that they will pass on the good word to me. Any good hype is good. Any and all hype is good. There you go. There it is. Well, guess what, man? We're getting out. That's it for us. Thanks again for watching. We'll see y'all next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.